Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to my channel, Horsepower Warehouse. I know it seems repetitive at this point because I always feel like I have the rarest stuff and I'm always impressed by the newest inventory that comes through here, but I think you guys are really gonna like this one. So if you guys watch my channel, you know we are no strangers to really high-end classic cars, and we get a lot of Nomads. This one actually just sold, and this is an LS converted Nomad. A really cool car with a plethora of trophies in the back seat to complement the build. So we've seen a lot of Nomads. I'm actually building one myself right now if you watch some of my previous videos, but I have a car here today that is so rare. I mean, the factory options on this thing are just absolutely mind-boggling. And I am reminiscent of this car. I've seen it before and I finally placed it. Check this out. 1957 Nomad, fuel injected, 4 on the floor, manual transmission with factory tack. So this is a Nomad hot rod. If you guys aren't familiar with the era of these cars, the fuel injected is usually the hottest motor available at the time, the biggest horsepower variant, and usually for the racing cars of the era. This reminds me 100%, Cadillac has done this recently, well, somewhat recently. They've made a CTS V Wagon with a 6-speed, and it is like the grail car right now. If you can find one of those in low mileage form, they're bringing it well over their original MSRP, and they always have. A 6-speed manual CTS V Wagon is bringing a true premium. And here it is, guys. This is the granddaddy to the CTS V Wagon. A fuel injected, 4 on the floor. Let's take a little peek inside here. Let me show you guys. I have never seen, and of course this one is in really good condition. Looks like a full nut and bolt restoration. Factory AC tack. Check that thing out. You can see the shifter. Let's pan back here. You see how far it is back on the seat? I mean, a true hot rod station wagon. I am really impressed with this. You know, it's a pretty rare car when even my guys are going, you know, crowding around it and going, oh my gosh, you know, I've never seen one of these before. I mean, I know that I sound repetitive when I say this, guys, but holy cow, this thing is, it nails it right out of the park. If I were to get a Nomad wagon, now I feel like, now that I know such a thing exists, a manual transmission fuel-y, this is the granddaddy to the CTS V. A couple of really neat things that I'm just looking at this car and taking it all in. Look at how the hood support is notched out for the intake for the fuel-y air cleaner. This must be a unique piece to the fuelies. Really nicely done restoration on this one. This is not my work, guys. I'm going to be translucent with you, but I can appreciate all the attention to detail. They did a good job. This was not a cheap restoration to do. Let me know down below. Have you guys ever seen one of these? Have you ever seen a fuel injected, I mean, short of like at an auction or something like that, and maybe, I'm sure one of these cars has sold in the last 10 years, I would venture to think. I don't know how rare these are. Maybe we have a Nomad expert in the audience here. Comment down below if you know any information about, you know, how many of these were built. I couldn't find very much in terms of production numbers in the research that I was doing, but you know, I'm more of a Corvette guy than a Nomad guy. I can assemble just about anything, and I've done restorations on these cars, but I'm far from an expert. Really cool car. But while I have you guys here, let me show you another one that just came in. Well, this one actually just came in too, but that's not going to be the focus of our attention yet because I haven't cleaned it up yet. It's still fresh off of the boat, so to speak. But check this one out. Another one fresh off the truck. I absolutely love the Laguna. And I realize that the lighting is not fantastic here, but this is a Laguna 66. I don't think we've had a Laguna colored car, gosh, in the last year at the very least. So of course side pipes, knockoffs, convertible vinyl top. You can see how this guy, he did some stuff, you know, people always like to add their own touches. So he did the chromed wiper cowls and the chrome strikers, and I see more chrome on the regulator and a little bit of chrome there on top of the horn relay, and you know, the fan shroud. And then you know, he spent some money on just gusseting up or dressing up the factory stuff. Yeah, I'm such a purist these days that I'm just, you know, if I were gonna do it, I would put it back to the factory coatings. Man, this color is just astronomical. I don't know if you guys can pick it up here. Let me pull out my phone and give you guys a little light, because this thing, can you see? It's like a, I know it's kind of showing up as a green, but I promise you guys it's more of like a blue gray almost. Really, really cool color. This car has not been cleaned up either. We are going to wet sand and buff this car, and then go through and, you know, give it not only a complete service, but just a once over, a cursory glance. This car's not going to require a lot for us to, you know, put up for sale. So I really, really like this color, guys. It seems like on 66 they were nailing it with the obscure colors. They had the Mosport green, they had this Laguna blue. They also had the Nassau, which is another really, really cool blue color. So I mean, 66, guys, you kind of couldn't lose. What else do we got? What else do we got? I don't feel like I spent a whole lot of time talking about how awesome this car was in my last video. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to on this video either, because I feel like this one probably deserves its own video. A 67 big block, you know, 4-speed side pipe car is with tri-power. That if I hope that I have the time to actually shoot that for you guys. I'd like to get that in the sun and drive it with you guys, because it sounds just incredible. What else do we got going on here? I promised you guys, if you stuck around to the end of my videos, I would try to show you a sneak peek of everything that has just come in. Here's another one, the Chevelle. Let me know what you guys think in terms of the color scheme here. You know, it's kind of like a homage to an old school hot rod. I like how they did the red lettering on the tires, but the gold and the red, everything ties in. I think there is a term for this kind of color scheme, like maybe Holman Moody. You know, I'm not 100% sure. We got an El Camino Ss that also just came in. Let's take a peek. TMI seats. TMI does make a really good bolt-in seat for a lot of classic cars. These things are really comfortable and, you know, not terribly expensive. Yeah. Again, this one hasn't been cleaned up yet, so we're selling cars like crazy, guys. I know this isn't a sales channel. I never try to push cars on you. I'm just trying to give you guys a sneak peek as a thank you for subscribing to my channel. It seems like we can't prep and sell the cars fast enough because the market is on fire for a lot of the stuff that we hold here. And then we're also super picky about, what we not only work on, what we restore, but also the stuff that we offer for sale. We do not sell junk whatsoever. And our rejection rate, the stuff that we choose not to sell, is far greater than the stuff we actually pull in. So I don't think I showed you guys the engine bay on this car, and I know better than to try to mess with a hood latch with a camera in my hand, but there we go. I promise you guys it's not always that easy. This one, I just showed you the outside last time and I talked about the wheels, but it's got a pretty spiced up 440 here. Have you guys ever seen an AC compressor this small? I mean, it is no more than 6 inches in length. CVF. I mean, it's a really, really nice kit. I've not dealt with this manufacturer yet. Nice billet, input and output block here. It looks like a billet March pulley system, but this might be by CVF as well. I'm not 100% certain. A lot of nice billet pulleys in the front. Obviously, it's a serpentine belt conversion as well. And I do see a single wire conversion alternator on it. I like to see that Holley carb underneath. I'm really not a fan personally, of Edelbrock or Quick Fuel. I feel like they're, well, not the Edelbrock, but the Quick Fuel is more of a copy of a Holley. If you're gonna go to a more high performance setup than a Holley, you're probably gonna look at a Dominator. Just some more observations here. I see a Borgeson steering kit down here. I really do condone the use of those kits, and they probably use that for header clearance. They did a really nice job on this car. I personally don't love the plastic looming. I would have used the painless cloth looming just because it looks a little bit more classic, but I'm just nitpicking at this point, guys. That's something that's really, really easy to change, and it would make it look a little bit more classic. This car runs fantastic. Obviously the AC is ice cold, power brakes. Is there power steering? Yeah, there sure is. Yeah, so this one is pretty much fully outfitted. I also check out so we have the condenser in the front here, but check out the brackets, how nice those are. Laser cut brackets. They don't have to make them quite that fancy, but they did a really good job. Proper spacing in between the condenser here and the radiator. You want about 1 inch to 2 inches at the very max. They do have twin electric fans here to pull plenty of air through both the radiator and the condenser. That explains why the AC is so cold. They did a nice job, guys. Whoever did this, you should have pride. Definitely take pride in this build. This is something that I would be happy to put my name on. Interior is fantastic on this one too. I'm starting to sound like a sales channel. I promise you guys, I'm not trying to sell you this car. I'm just myself so impressed with this. That's why I don't show you every single thing here, because I can't. I love everything here, but I can't talk to you guys and walk you through it with the same enthusiasm every single car, so I only choose with this channel to do my best stuff available. Sounds like my guy over there is having a air gun fight. Well, someone won. Nope, someone didn't. I don't know. What do you guys think here? If you had a choice of any car in the warehouse, what would you choose to actually personally own? Right now, I really like that Nomad. Man. And that's why I made it the focus of this video. Oh, and by the way, guys, we have started the restoration on the foam car. Boop, right there. So make sure you tune in for that. But either way, thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, take care.